Hi, this is Burr Stewart, and if you like trains, you'll probably find something you like in this video. As you can see, we're running steam engines today, and we're going to have some debates about the right shade of big sky blue on the Great Northern, an oversized load, wide load. We're going to empty the grain terminal, C&F unit in action, a little bit of scenery construction updates, as well as deconstruction updates. And because a remodeling project is going to keep the layout out of operations for a while, I thought I'd close the video with some N-scale shots. So let's get started. Brian's been working on some F units, as you've seen in some of my previous videos. In this case, big sky blue. And see the first B unit, how darker it is, the blue? Brian's been trying to get closer to the actual blue, and there are several examples here. The boxcar is a little washed out, but we think that's pretty close to the boxcar blue. This GP unit is pretty good. And these first two F units are ones that he's been working on. This next B unit he hasn't touched, but it's a little too dark, right? And of course, unit number 700, well, I'll let you tell me what's funny about that. Yeah, we're also cleaning up for the remodel, and I pulled out this Sierra 2662 engine that I want to put a decoder in. This is the engine that John Allen made famous on his Gory and Defeated layout many years ago. And I can't wait to run this on one of our logging trains, but that's really a digression. A couple of really cool BN water cars here that will go in the work train. And this is a 210-2, a Great Northern steam engine, really powerful thing that also we have fun running here occasionally. They're not normally out, so I just thought you'd enjoy seeing that. But it's obviously not in the right era for big sky blue F units. Isn't that nice? The bright headlights. He always puts LED lights in the engines when he works on them. Now, of course, he couldn't resist bringing over some regular BN engines that he's been working on, too. You've seen these before in some of my other videos, but that doesn't keep them from being fun to look at. These are the torpedo boats, as they called them, from the Northern Pacific. We fired them up so you could hear the high-quality sound. Rotating beacon is on. For some reason, the engine didn't move, but normally it does. And of course, the BN plugged those upper headlights and only used the one in the center. Now, in a recent video, we tried to push a bunch of cars up my 5% grade to the Woodinville branch, just using a single SD24, number 6242. And it didn't seem to do the job, so we hooked up another SD to see if we could get that to work. I think this is an SD9. Get up to 5% grade. Try a little more juicing in that. But you can hear the wheel spinning. It still doesn't have enough power to get this train up that 5% grade. I don't really know what the issue is, other than there's too many cars up too steep a grade. Obviously. All right. So we tried selecting the other locomotive. We had originally selected the SD24, so then we tried selecting the other engine to see if that would do it. You can still hear the wheels spinning, and it's not doing it. So there's nothing I can do right now. We'll get back to that later. Of course, meanwhile, we got out the pipe load that I built many years ago, and we really enjoy running this at times because the dispatcher has to keep it from hitting other trains going around curves.
Tag team this thing, and it hasn't been, we've been communication between the two couples, especially
Not so
we've got
good.
a couple of alpha females in on the program,
Good luck, Scott.
Yeah, I just keep my mouth shut. Whatever, yes, dear, whatever you want to do, that's good.
We also were curious to use it to test a new rock face that Dave has been working on just north of Everett on the way up to Mount Vernon. So here our train is coming across the Snohomish River Bridge. Of course, that's a straight section, so nothing to worry about there. You can see a certain amount of junk on the layout because we're doing some scenery work up here. And in fact, the last time you saw this section of track where the Ferromex engine is, we hadn't painted those hillsides and put the ground cover on. They look pretty good, don't they? Now this chooch wall isn't the one we're going to use, but we're just putting it in here for testing purposes. And we wanted to see if this extra wide load would hit it, but it didn't. Look at that. Excellent. See, I've got a drop cloth down underneath because we're doing scenery work. You've got to protect your lower levels when you're working on upper levels. That Conoco car is a great weathering job. It was done by J.J. Johnson. Yeah, and that's a nice piece of scenery. Well done, Dave. And off we go across the Stillaguamish River. And then heading towards the Skagit River. You can see the load swinging out there. Really cool. Well, it's a long story. Bang! Bang! But before we could let the plumbers invade the crawl space for the kitchen remodel, we cleared out all of Stacy Street Yard, and I decided that we also needed to pull all the cars out of the grain terminal, which is above where the water heaters are. So I asked Scott if he would do that, and he grabbed the nearest engine, which, as you'll see in a minute, happened to be an engine that will surprise and delight you. But we'll see it when we get there. Here you can see we're starting to pull the cars out 5 at a time. And there is the engine. What a beautiful thing. This is a PFM Great Northern steam engine. Look at that huge bell pair firebox. And that wonderful action of the drive rods. You can see there we've got about 10 cars pulled out so far, if I could just get it in focus. And you can also see that the yard is completely cleared out, except for this one last maneuver. So there are 4 tracks in the grain terminal yard, all full of hopper cars. So he's backing and forthing until we get them all in one train. And what's kind of fun about this is we're going to get to see how much more pulling power a single steam engine has than multiple diesels. Of course, there are other reasons that the diesels are better than the steam engines, like 10 or 100 times less maintenance cost. There we go. Bang! Bang! Now we're pulling the 3rd out of 4 tracks up this hill. It's a little bit of a hill going from the Stacy Street Yard down to the grain terminal on this layout. Now we're coming in to get the 4th track. It's a little hard to maneuver a long bang. I wonder if that hitched.
Didn't make it. Oh, it did. Is this thing in the way?
And Scott suggested I get rid of the unloader, which I did.
You're shaking. You'll have to edit that out.
Just to make sure we had a smooth trip up with our 18 grain cars. That Comet Rice car is a long way from home, but it is an export grain terminal, so we'll call it good. You can see the dispatcher's panel there, which the grain terminal is above.
No.
And now you can see we got the whole train being pulled by this one Mikado. This was a Class 08 heavy Mikado, and the model was built by Tenshodo for PFM. As you can see, we ran into some sort of a clearance problem, which we checked out.
Thwart it.
Try it now. And the engine was indeed able to pull all 18 cars up that hill from the grain terminal. And around a corner. It's not every day that we run a steam engine here, so we'll just enjoy this for a minute. Isn't that a great horn sound? You can see all the junk piled up over the Argo yard area that I removed. This is kind of the last operation you're going to see here for a while, so if you want to see more, go back and look at my earlier videos. Plenty of fun operations to watch there. So I'm just scanning the train one more time. You can see how long it is. The reason he had to pull so far forward is in order to flip that switch and back into the interbay yard to get these cars out of the way of the construction.
Thank you, President Trump.
I'll be curious to see what happens. It's like, I don't really have a choice, but I'll probably find out in the next day or two if they ship this thing to me. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll catch up with you next week then when I catch up with Nicholas. But he and I was at a convention in Philadelphia last weekend.
Now, the next thing, of course, is that he has to push these cars over the hill that goes underneath the stairs.
Yes, I did.
I'm not sure exactly the grade there, but it's probably at least 2%. It tends to stop the small switchers from being able to shove long cuts of cars between Stacy Street Yard and Interbay. But I'm pretty confident this big heavy engine will be able to push this whole train up over that grade. In the meantime, I just wanted to give you a chance to enjoy this steam engine action. We'll zoom in on it a little bit. You notice there's a little bit of out of sync in the sound. Not too bad. I think I can. It's pretty close. There's no cam in there, mechanical cam, so you're reliant on the decoder to have approximately the right sequence of chuffs for the number of rotations. And there it goes through that nice S-curve. These are all number 6 turnouts. The ones they're going through now are mostly micro-engineering turnouts. And here is the tunnel. Underneath the stairs. No problem.
Okay, thanks Ben, I appreciate the call.
You can hear the crossing bells there. So, for a little change of pace, we have a single F unit that's pushing back some cars to get them out of the way so that we'll have room to park the extra covered hoppers. And we love F units here. This is going back behind the engine terminal in Interbay on what's called the Terry Avenue branch. And now we have a little construction update. Robin was able to trim a piece of chooch brick wall to take care of some of the scenery needs in our narrow gauge section.
Quite good to go in that.
And Dave, while he was at it, mixed up some more Sculptamold to handle the edge of the layout there. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show you this new material we used for some of the scenery. I bought this at a craft store.
So this is like it's like s'mores.
Oh yeah,
It's like
marshmallow.
and very tasty too. Yeah. Incredibly light.
And I
Incredibly light.
just stuck it in there, huh?
Stick it on there, and it's workable for I think a few days. It just dries in the air. There's nothing holding this up at the back. It's supporting itself, which is good. It's better than using papier-mâché or that stuff.
Stay tuned for more updates as we make progress on this part of the scenery. It's looking good. In case you've been wondering if I'm making up stories about the kitchen remodel and the plumbers and the electricians, I just thought I'd take you around to all of the temporary damage I've been doing to the layouts to create room. You can see there the electrical panels are prepared. That's the crawl space access hatch. I've got all the Stacy Street and Burlington Yard cleared out so that they can crawl up into that hatch. On the other end of the layout, I've prepared a space for them to replace the 20-year-old water heaters that are in there. And hopefully won't have to remove the grain terminal shelf there covered by the blue foam. And hopefully the water will be okay where the Milwaukee car barge is there. So that's kind of what we've been looking at. So I thought I'd round out today's video since the layout is not going to be particularly usable for the next couple of months. I thought I would round out this video just by showing you a little tour of the N-scale layout because it's been in the sun lately and it's kind of fun to have the lighting effect from the sun. Sorry about the shadow of my cell phone, but you can really see the layout in this light. We had to move the layout over because we're also refinishing some floors there, and I thought you'd enjoy seeing this. We'll talk about the N-scale layout in some other videos. That's going to be a paper mill there on the right side. It's kind of cool seeing the trees and with the sunlight there. Obviously, we need a few more trees. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this Much Fun with Trains episode. We've done some running of a whole variety of things, got to really enjoy some steam engine action, and a little bit of construction scenery update that hopefully you'll find interesting and useful. So for now, this is Burr Stewart, wishing you much fun with trains.